I think we're going live. Let's take a look at where everything stands. I'm turning on the game for myself. Let's see. We are up on 1. We are up on 2. TikTok is about to come on live. It is 10:36 on a Sunday morning. We'll click go live here. We'll fire that one up. We'll see if anyone comes streaming in. We're up. We're here. I've got a coffee. I'm still setting up the desktop view for things, but come on in. Drop out your questions. I'm just looking around moving. Here's the TikTok chat that we got to move around and resize. We are just getting started. Come on in with your Sunday morning start, sit, questions, prep for the game. I've got the Colts and Falcons game going quietly. Where can I put that? Oh, I could put that behind the chat. Here we go. We got Zai 6-game slip. No, I don't have that. Shane popping in on Twitch. What's up, Shane? What's up, Entoversa? Good morning, everyone. Yabman, Monungai or Parker Washington? I think I would go Parker Washington there. Jones drops back. Who's that? Tyler Warren? Big man? Running down the sideline. Antoversa says, how's it going? I've got 2 questions. Debo or Rashad is flex? That one's pretty close. I think I end up with Debo, but I could go either way. And then Kincaid or Goddard? I'll probably go Kincaid there. Let's get a win. Bishy Yishi, Rashad White, or Devonta Smith. If I already have Saquon, wouldn't matter. I'd probably take Devonta Smith. Is Wilson in or out? Let's find out. Let's find out. They're a noon game. We should know. It should be coming out right now. I'll check the inactives as they come through. Josh Palmer out. Adonai Mitchell out. Fannin in. And this stuff comes out right now. Aaron Jones, healthy. Raheem Sanders out. I know we're all worried about that. Khalil Herbert out. Not really someone that we're worried about. So we'll get the update. Mr. Lookaboo says, I think Wilson's playing. I haven't seen him out yet, which could just mean that he would stay as questionable and become healthy. Diego, last minute question, pick 3 to start. Debo, Diggs, Metcalf, Olave. I think I'm taking out Debo, Diggs, Metcalf, Olave. That's all super close. Where do I end up? I have Metcalf at 19, Debo 23. So it would be Debo as the odd one out there. Yafid Mensky, start 2, Monungai, Tet, or Aaron Jones. Personally, I would go Tet and Aaron Jones there. I don't know what role Monungai has in a split backfield, but I do know what role Aaron Jones has in his split backfield. It's the first option. TPQR, should you bench Garrett Wilson for Marv? In general, I think I have them one spot apart. I have Marv at 13, Pittman 14, Wilson 15 playing the Browns. Mr. Luckaboo just got the notification that he's healthy. Let me see. I might have some streaming in as well. Garrett Wilson. Yep, just got it that he's healthy. Looks like that was Big Mike into Wood with the follow on TikTok. User multiple ones with the follow. Caden Bittner on TikTok. DK or Debo this week. I have Debo slightly ahead, but they're close to interchangeable. T. Vader, Monungai or Henderson? For me, I would go with Henderson. If there's no Ramondre, I know that Henderson is going and is probably the lead guy. Monungai might have a larger role with Swift there, but I would go with Henderson. Nick Parakis, Monungai or Swift, bro. Swift is playing today. I think Swift is the lead option. I might end up being wrong. Joey Joestar, don't expect Downs to be wide receiver 4 this morning. Yikes. Diego, that was just a thank you. Mucho De Niro, what's up? Do you think the Patriots winning streak ends today? No. I wouldn't think that it ends today. It definitely can. Do I have the right? Yeah, I've got week 10 pulled up. Patriots at Tampa. Ooh, yeah. Actually, yes, it definitely could. Definitely could. Eli 3:40 a.m. But should I start Marcus Mariota, Davis Mills, or Gadsden? I think I would go Mariota there. 3:40 a.m. Where is it? 3:40 a.m. right now. Latin Meridium. I feel like you've been here on a Sunday when it's 3:40. I feel like you'll just tell me. You'll tell me where you are. Would I play Woody or Manungai? That one I could. They would be pretty interchangeable to me. I might go Woody for the receptions. Juan says Hall or Henry. Brees Hall or Derrick Henry. I think I have Derrick Henry ahead. I'm gonna move this so I can rearrange some things so I can see this football game a little bit more clearly. 3rd and 6 for the Colts for me. Let's go Drake May from Shane. Hey, I think he can score on the Buccaneers. Lag, start 2. Odunze, Diggs, or JMO. I would go Odunze and Diggs just for the safety. Like JMO very regularly gets you 2 points. BK on TikTok, Vidal or Manungai. I'm going to go with Vidal. Daniel Jones running. Does he get to the first down? No, short. Stop short. Carson, Brees Hall, or Henderson. That's about where I'm going to have the line drawn. And I might go Henderson. I mean, they're both pretty... Actually, give me Henderson one spot ahead of Brees Hall. Jacob Moskowitz, start Caleb today, even though bad weather. Let's take a look outside. How's the weather looking? We're opening the window. Sun's going to come in. It says winter storm. Flurries expected in 3 minutes. But there's nothing happening right now. I'm in Chicago. I think I'm 8 miles north of Soldier Field. If I were to run there, it would be 10 to 11. I think I'm okay with the weather for Caleb. We're really only worried about extreme wind. And this does say wind gusts, but it's really just big gusts that you want. So we might get 30-mile-an-hour gusts down by the lake. So in that case, yes. I have Caleb at 9, and I'll move him to behind Justin Herbert. So I would put him at 11 now with big wind gusts. That's about all that I would be moving him. Unspoken Legends, feels good to finally have a team with Jonathan Taylor. Just was Bijan scored earlier, instead of Algier. Joey Joestar, what do we got? What's this noise coming through? Joey Joestar was Swift in. Would you feel more comfortable with Manungai or Rashad White? I might take Rashad White. Tier 2 sub from Scuba Steve. 2 months of fantastic content in the books. Thank you, Steve. What's going on? I didn't even see that you had popped in. Thank you. 2-month sub. Thank you. Is it just too much on Twitch? I think so. We've done... there it is. There's the alert that I see. I just don't know how to read for it. Marcus Manet, someone dropped Swift. Should I drop Manungai and pick him up? I mean, if you don't have anyone else to drop, I feel like you got to have someone else you could get rid of. Menti Basketball, pick 2, Henderson, Manungai, or Tez. I'll go Henderson. And I think I could go Manungai there. Is Chuba droppable in a deep league? I mean, how deep? Like 14 teams? He's probably got to be rostered. 12, he's getting close. Bad Moon Rising, Goddard or Jamison Williams in the flex. Give me Goddard. They both have kind of crazy upside. Some game plans will just have Goddard as the red zone option. JMO, you know the upside, deep touchdowns, but Goddard regularly has a higher floor. Rith on TikTok, Baker or Brissett? I would go with Baker Mayfield, even against the Pats. Geo on TikTok, Wandale or Waddle? I would end up with Waddle ahead. Both, the way I would describe it is like both lead receivers on offenses that I'm not that excited about, but Waddle's just a better player. Sophia Gale, start Dobbs over Metcalf. I would start Metcalf. Braylon, pick one. Quentin Johnston, DK, Debo, Flowers. I think I have a DK the highest. Quentin Johnston, DK, Debo, Flowers. Yep, I've got DK the highest. G's up with the follow. Who should I start? Wandale Robinson or Garrett Wilson? I would go with Garrett Wilson if he's playing. I would go. TPQR 10 and a 12 for dropping Chuba. I don't know that he becomes droppable there. I mean, we could wait a week. He might be droppable on Tuesday. Rebs says, or Tracy Jr., so I might be missing something. It's Sunday morning. Let's find any. Am I missing a message, Rebs? Can you pick two? Brees Hall, Vidal, Monungai, or Tracy? I would go Brees Hall and Vidal. Herbert or Dart then with the weather with Unspoken Legends? Yeah, I forgot Jackson Dart is playing there as well. I guess a slight edge to Herbert. Dart can still run. And if it's for both of those teams, 10 bits from headlines, thank you, bits for the cheering. For both the teams, the Giants and the Bears, as I'm thinking about it, I'm just pulling up the weather. It is supposed to be multiple inches of snow around us today. There's already some snow on the ground, but I don't think that's going to affect anything. It's like mostly grass. The gusts of wind would play a part, but both of these quarterbacks scramble and can run. So I'm not heavily dipping them. If you really have Herbert and Dart as both as options, I guess I could move Herbert ahead of them there. eBay, you got last week's matchups pulled up? That's true. I have different pinned tabs, and it looks like I just switched back to the wrong one. So I'll just remove that pin. Let's see, unpin it and close it. Jay Biro, thoughts on BTJ? Send a 27 first and Horton for BTJ? I think I still would. A 27 first and Horton for him. There's a good chance you could get another first back out of him if he doesn't bounce back. If he's just okay the rest of the year. McBride or Gadsden? I would go McBride. Joe Star. With Swift in, would I feel more comfortable with Monungai or Rashad White? Give me Rashad White as the lead option there. Headline 16 with the good morning. Good morning. Nike Rise, Flex 1, DK, Woody Slayton. I'm just going Metcalf. I love crazy. What should I do with Jalen Hurts? He's just on my bench. Do I need an upgrade? I do need an upgrade at running. I mean, who should I go for with Jalen Hurts? Kyron Williams, Judkins, Genty, Bucky Irving, Jalen Warren, Chase Brown still. See what people are saying on that range. You might have to go a little bit lower. Ryan Shrek, a top 2 Shrek, Kamara or Monungai with the weather in Chicago. Probably still Monungai there. I don't think the weather's going to be that bad that they can't move the ball. There's currently a little wind outside in Chicago, out that window. Lag, full PPR. Would you start Vidal, Singletary, or DeMarcado? I would start Vidal. Nike says, good luck with the teams today. I set the lineups this morning. I feel like we're all right. Aiden Thompson on TikTok. Start 2, White, Henderson, Swift. I think I would end up with Henderson and White, or Henderson and Swift. And then White slightly behind them. Let's update these rankings. Not in there. Yep, let's make an update. All right, next question. REP Array, trade Monty and Debo for Judkins? Yeah, I could definitely do that. I could do that trade. Eddie Pimentel, Aaron Jones, or Tet in the flex? I would go Tet. Angel Lizama, McCarthy, or Caleb? I'm still leaning Caleb. I don't know the weather is going to break things up that badly. And he could still scramble, and the team could still run. So I think he's got plenty of opportunities to score points. Joey Joestar, Monungai, or Odunze? I would go Odunze. He's still the first read option in that offense. Goalie Boy with the Twitch follow. Unspoken Legends, the Lamar owner in my league just picked up McCarthy and is starting him over Lamar. Hey, maybe he knows something we don't. Distorted Flux, thank you for the TikTok follow. Gavin Manzano, Monungai or Henderson? I would go with Henderson, who I feel more. I mean, maybe Monungai is the lead guy, but I know that Henderson is. That's kind of my difference there. It's like, I'm pretty sure Henderson's going to have a certain set of carries that's good enough. We hope Monungai does. Doritos are hot is here. Odunze or Tet McMillan for the flex. I have Odunze ahead. Jack Harrison start Devontae or Odunze. I'm still Odunze. You don't have to come with me on this march to hell with Rome. But that's the way I would go with it. Lil to Lek work. Do I start Demario Douglas or Vidal at the flex? 16-man PPR. Heard Butte was out. I think I personally would probably end up with Vidal. Just as the lead running back, you know there's work there. If you think Douglas can outscore him through the passing, I just feel safer about the floor on Vidal. Do you think Aaron Jones or Tyrone Tracy from Brian Love's feet 6'7"? I think Aaron Jones there. Both in a split role. Aaron Jones is just a better player and probably a better offense, and I know that he's first option. Devin Singletary was getting a lot of work there. I don't know who the lead guy is, and they don't have to tell us. Grayson on TikTok, the #1 TikTok tapper. Grayson sending roses. Thank you, Grayson. Grayson says, Jim, Vidal, Ken Walker, or Tracy? Who's Jim? James Cook? Jim, Vidal, Ken Walker, or Tracy? I mean, it's not Ken Walker, or it's not Tracy. JCM. Oh, give me Ken Walker, then Vidal. Tomlin's legacy, White or AJ Brown at the flex? Give me AJ Brown. Something's happening. Goalie boy with the follow. It'll update within the minute. Something came through. Joey Joestar with the sub on Twitch. Thank you, Joey Joestar. Grayson on TikTok says, Preach. Shell, Tet or Shakir? I would go Tet. Texas Tejano's here. Rashad White or Aaron Jones? That's a really good one. I think I go Rashad White. I have Rashad White one single spot ahead of Aaron Jones. They're both in kind of tough defenses. I know on stats, the Ravens don't look amazing. I think that's just from the stretch of injuries. When they're healthy, the Ravens are a pretty good run defense. Aaron Jones in a split role. I would take Rashad White as the first option, lead option, with a slightly bigger share of the rushing against the Patriots and pass catching. They both catch passes, but I would go with that. TPQR, Kittle or Fannin? I would go with Kittle. Standard league for like 1422. Aaron Jones or Charbonnet? I think I'm Aaron Jones, and it's close. V2 Riffy start 2. Monungai, Henderson, Vidal, or Moore? Is that DJ Moore? I'm going to go Henderson and Vidal. Travis, I have Judkins and Saquon. I'm debating who to start based on the defenses they're playing. Any thoughts? In that situation, I typically would default to the player that I like is the better. I would probably just default to Saquon as the better player, better option, better offense as well. I have Saquon at 9 and Judkins at 11. So it's very close, but I would probably end up going Saquon, and I wouldn't bat an eye if you went the other way. I love crazy AJ Brown and BTJ for Devontae Adams. That seems fine. My other wide receivers are London and Puka. I don't think you're crazy if you do that. Master Duck OMG, how do I join the Discord there? Asking from YouTube. You can type !Discord on YouTube, and it will send you the link. There's also a link in any of the YouTube videos. And it should also pop up in the chat every 20 minutes. So it might not be in the YouTube chat. There might be like a certain threshold that it needs to show up in the YouTube chat, but !Discord in the chat on YouTube and Twitch. On TikTok, it's on the screen. You just have to, it's right behind the chat. Matt Mill on TikTok, start 2, Tracy, Vidal, Monungai. I would have Tracy as the odd man out there. Hayden, Kamara or Rashad White? I'm going Rashad White. I kind of want to see Kamara do something before I go back to him. Jeter says, it's yes, Sirski. I found your YouTube. What's up, Jeter? We're on YouTube. These videos on YouTube will stay up now. They used to go unlisted after the streams, but the daily streams will stay up. I can't imagine anybody wants to watch a Sunday morning start sit, but it'll be there. Caleb Williams or Baker Mayfield? I've got Baker ahead, Daniel. Daniel Espinoza 708. Felix on TikTok with the follow. Thank you, Felix. Jeff 21 Ree, pick 2. Dobbs, DK Johnson. I think I would go with DK and Johnston. Jackson Nazaro, is Garrett Wilson a risky start? I don't think so. Jeter, should I go with Jennings or Addison today? Which Jennings? I'm going Addison. Juwan Jennings. No, I would have Addison ahead of Juwan Jennings. Travis says, have a good rest of the weekend. I'll be right here. Travis, have a good Sunday. Have a good rest of the weekend. Let's see. Mariota or Stafford from Raider, man. I'm going Stafford. I've got Stafford at 6 on the week. I think the matchup's okay, and he's leading the lead in touchdowns. I can see my neighbor now. I don't normally have the window open. Nico Suave 97, Aaron Jones, Kamara, or Quentin Johnston in the flex. I would be choosing really only between Jones and Johnston. And I think I end up with Aaron Jones in, if it were me. How far down do I got QJ? Got Quentin at 24 for wide receivers and Aaron Jones at 22 for running backs, and I might take Jones there. The better Aiden, Gadsden, or Kincaid? I'm probably Kincaid. I'm not Kincaid. I have Gadsden at 5 and Kincaid at 8. Arturaz, Etienne or Shaheed, or Marks at flex. I would be going with Etienne. with Etienne. He's been very solid RB2. Father Isaac, Brees, or Henderson? What did I put Henderson one single spot ahead of Brees Hall against the Browns? Brees Hall playing the Browns. So I have him one single spot ahead. And some of that's just based on the matchup for Brees. Brittany Conley, Waddle or Wandale? I'm going with Waddle. Wandale or Tet from Michael Diuto? I'm sticking with my boy Tet. Julio Drake, May or Jared Goff? I've got May at QB3 for the week. Raiderman, Vidal or JCM? I think I got to go with Vidal. Got 10 minutes left in this Colts game. I haven't been looking as much. Indianapolis hasn't been able to move the ball at all in the second half. Distorted Flux, Manungai, Aaron Jones, Henderson, Tez, Parker start 2. I'll probably go Henderson and Aaron Jones. Lobe Danzy, pick 2, Manungai, Swift, and Warren. I think I'm still Swift and Warren. I'll go down with the ship. I'm choosing Swift over Manungai. Scuba Steve, Colts looking mid so far. Let's watch. Daniel Jones drops back to pass. Tyler Warren picks up about 8 on the play. Over the middle. Maybe that's how announcers should call it. He gets about 8. Right over the middle of the field. Cameron, pick 2, Wandale, Quentin Johnson, Washington, and Gadsden. I think I'm Wandale and Gadsden. Or I'm Wandale and Washington. It's definitely Wandale and either Washington and Gadsden. Coulter, Cole, Olave, or Wilson. I've got Garrett Wilson slightly ahead. Oh, they're in the red zone for me. Let's watch this. Daniel Jones, red zone, 3rd and 10. Taken down. About to scramble. Doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Taken down. Alex Kamak. I've got Ferg on a bye. Is Loveland worth a start today as a waiver pickup? I mean, if you don't have anyone else at tight end, I have him ranked at 10 on the week. It's worth the risk. Trig Troyer. That's a cool name. Theo Johnson or Tez Johnson or Woody Marks. I don't know that we should feel confident about any of them. Just getting a couple alerts on players. So what's the where was it? Theo Johnson, Tez Johnson, Woody Marks. Give me Theo Johnson against the Bears. Give me Theo Johnson against the Bears. SpongeBob Freak Pants. Bijan is selling me the game. Someone else can step up. You can get it. Scuba Steve, that is how Romo sounds at times. That's true. That's true. Why am I blanking on the guy's name? Who's the guy with Romo? Jim, right? Jim Nance? Jim. Connor, who do I start at flex? Tracy, Vidal, or Washington? I think I'm going with Vidal. You could also go with Washington. I would have Vidal, then Washington, and then Tracy as a distant third. White or Swift? I've got White slightly ahead, 141, West 141. Aiden Thompson on TikTok. Would you start Gadsden or Goddard? I have Gadsden at 5 and Goddard at 6. So you could really flip a coin on that one. Zavi, Wandale Robinson, or Rashad White in the flex. Wandale Robinson. I think Wandale. I think it's Wandale against the Bears secondary. Alex, do we think the weather plays a big factor? If it picks up, possibly. I'm looking out the window in Chicago right now. There's nothing. No movement in the trees. I mean, obviously it can get worse within the next hour, but not really. It might start snowing. It's 34 out. We might start snowing, getting a little bit of precipitation, but not really. Michael Monforto on YouTube. Need 2 full wide receiver. PPR, Garrett Wilson. Okay, need 2. PPR, these are big choices. I'm probably just going Wilson, AJ Brown, then Jalen Waddle, Michael, in that order. The order you have them is the order I would rank them. Nance in my pants from Scuba Steve. Nance in my pants, jam. Shane Kindred. Romo on Pats versus Bucks game is going to be cinema. I don't get most of the... Is that a 3 o'clock game, though? No, it's a nooner. That's a nooner. I don't end up hearing much of the noon announcers. I'll have all the games on silent on the screen here, and then red zone right here. Master Duck, OMG, DeMarcado, or Slayton. Give me Slayton. Marcel Torres, Flex, ETN, or Shakir. That's a good matchup. I would end up taking ETN there. Travis, last one before I head out. Who would I start, Manungai or Kamara? Manungai. And it's not confident. Neffets, start Fannin or Loveland. I have Loveland ahead. Crazy, who's winning these trades? Jalen Hurts for Devontae Adams? Probably Devontae Adams. Jalen Hurts for George Pickens? Close. No one. Lag 1422. Should I flex Dobbs, Tet, or Addison? I would go Tet, Addison, Dobbs. Storytime. Diggs 90 or Storytime 97. Diggs, Wilson, or Henderson at the flex. I think I might just, and I would go Wilson, then Henderson, and then a bigger gap to Diggs. Ashton on TikTok. Theo or Fannin? I think I'm going to have Fannin slightly ahead. Evan Moore, Shakir or Manungai at flex? I would just go with Shakir if it were me. I would end up putting Shakir in. Crispy, ETN or Rashad? I would go Rashad. Dylan Shaw, Quentin Johnston, Travis Etienne, Marv, or David Montgomery at the flex. If it were me, I would go Marv. But Dylan, if you have that 4 players that you're choosing for one flex spot, if you guys have multiple players that you're choosing for your flex spot on this level, Quentin Johnson, ETN, Marv, or David Montgomery, you got to start combining those into your starting roster. So trade ETN and whoever you're starting at running back to get a better starting running back. Or same thing with Marv and whoever you're starting at wide receiver to get a much better wide receiver into your lineup. We got Jack K, Manungai, or White. I would go with White. I don't know what the role is for the Bears. I think it's still Swift with a pretty good amount of snaps. A lot of the stats from last week were playing the Bengals, one of the worst defenses. So I kind of want to see Manungai do it with Swift there against a non-awful defense. Even just a middle-of-the-road defense like the Bears. Not the Bears, the Giants. Let me pull up the Giants. Oh, wait, I could find it here. How do the Giants do against running backs compared to the Bengals? Bengals allow the most points to running backs. I guess Giants allow the 3rd most. So they're not even middle of the road. Dylan Shaw, I've got James Cook and Dowdle. Wide receiver 1 is Puka. Wide receiver 2 was Cortland Sutton. I think was that Dylan who I had said to make a trade. Yeah, I mean move Dowdle and ETN and get a much better one, a much better running back, or Dowdle and Marv and get a much better running back. Lido Kane with the follow on TikTok. Shane Kindred, Penix looks brutal. Yeah, this one. Okay, Colts got the field goal. I missed that. Get a game winner, a little game winner right here. Little game winner. Zach, would you start Rome or Ken Walker? I would go with Rome. Marco, do I start Rome today because of the weather in Chicago? The weather's... I'm in Chicago, and there, you guys can't tell. There's a giant window right there. Weather's fine. Weather's fine. It might pick up a little bit. You could check the pregame, but like right now, the weather's all right. Jacob Swabek, Odunze or Rashad White? I would go with Odunze. Go 1 Denver 30. Start Travion Henderson or Khalil Shakir? I think I'm going with Henderson there. Knight or DeMarcado from Master Duck OMG? Give me Bam Knight. Scuba Steve, boots on the ground. Hey, I do feel like because I've said confidently that the weather looks fine, that it's about to come plummeting down. I will add for anyone watching, this does say flurries for the next hour, which would be fine for football. Would be fine for football. Uh-oh. I'm seeing wows and Taylor made. Jonathan Taylor. Yep, that was 2nd and 2. Breaks the tackles, gets out of the pile. Still running down the sideline. 40 to go, 20 yards left. Long touchdown, Jonathan Taylor. 83-yard scamper by the little chud. Give that little chud the ball and let him go. Hype. Just want to thank you for the great video on mental health. Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to, I don't read. I read it out loud. I don't read it first and then say it. Yep. Like 1422. There goes any chance of me winning this week. Oh, no. Yeah, hype is just a good thing to bring attention to. A good thing to bring attention to. The boy Hef, Henderson or Manungai? I would go with Henderson. Gold Denver, didn't I say Shakir? Romeo Dobbs or Shakir? I would go Shakir. Or you had asked a different one about Shakir. I'll go with Shakir. Dylan Shaw, Kittle, Gadsden, or Laporta. You have all 3 of them, Dylan? Dylan, you got too much bench. If you have Kittle, Gadsden, and Laporta, who do I have the highest? Probably Kittle. I have Kittle at 4, Gadsden at 5. You could honestly flip them if you wanted to. It's just too much bench, Dylan. We're at week, 10? If you're on pace to make the playoffs, we got to start planning for how your playoff team will be. So if you don't want to be in the playoffs deciding between this many tight ends, and I think you had 4 really good flex options. You want like 1 flex option. Or like 2 players that you're putting in 1 flex spot each week because the rest of your lineup is so good because you've just kept combining in trades. We've got Anna P, pick 2, Wandale, Diggs, or Devonta Smith or Odunze. I would go with Smith and Odunze. That's what the 2 I would put in. Here's a name that I don't know how to read. AHMXDS. I don't know how to read it. I am not cultured. I'm not traveled. Start 2, Brees, ETN, Manungai. For me, it would be Brees and ETN. Vinny. Start 2, Gadsden, Kincaid, and Manungai. I'm not that high on Manungai after playing the Bengals in a almost 90-point game. A ton of offense in that game. That's not the norm. I'm going to stay tempered. He might be moving into a bigger role. Looks like we just got a message. But I wouldn't have Manungai that high up. Mobster, Caleb Williams, or McCarthy today. Let's see. I'm going to end up with Caleb ahead. I'm just trying to get a gauge of how close those guys are. I've got McCarthy at 18, playing a Ravens defense that is pretty good. And then Bears, Caleb Williams. They play the Giants, who've allowed a lot of passing yards. The Bears allow a lot of passing yards. I'm expecting the Giants and the Bears to outscore the Ravens and the Vikings. And I think that's the over-under probably. Let's take a look at... Ooh, we got boxing gloves coming in from Raphael. Thank you, Raphael. What we were looking for, what's the higher over-under? Bears, 44.5, so not that good. So it looks like I'm wrong. Baltimore, 48.5. Higher over-under. I would have said Giants, Bears. So I was wrong compared to Vegas. Geo, now with the weather not that bad, Wandale or Waddle? Still Waddle for me. I would still choose Waddle. I think that was for Geo. All right, Unspoken Legends need at least 20 more yards from Bijan. Let's take a look. They faked the handoff to Bijan, throw over the middle. Drake London caught 14 yards? 14-yarder? Lido Kane. Start Wandale or Henderson? I would end up with Travion Henderson. Twitch Jester, should I also start Shaheed? Okay, should I start Mayfield or Goff? I would go Mayfield. And should you start Shaheed? I think so. The playbook for the Saints last year had a lot of deep shots to Shaheed. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one of those today. Let me find a message from Raphael. Raphael gifted boxing gloves on Twitch. Let's scan and see if we can find something from him. Raphael, if you send it again, it might move you into Twitch filter something. It's a channel called Interaction Hints. It does a lot of things like telling me people who joined, which doesn't seem like I should read out. People should be allowed to join without having their name said if they don't want to. So I'll keep scanning for you, Raphael. Gio, just scared of Tua. I mean, he's still okay. Pat Register, start 2, Rashad White, Jacoby Myers, Ken Walker, Kamara. Let's go Myers. I'm going to go with White as the lead guy. I think he's okay. Ken Walker has a higher ceiling, but if it were me, I probably would go Myers and White until I get more of an idea of what Seattle's doing. And I don't even know. Jake says, is it bad to start Kyle since Swift is playing? What I'm hearing, Jake, is that I'm not as high on Kyle Monangai as everyone here. Let's see, handoff to Bijan. Can we get that 20 yards for you? We can get 2. So, Jake, I think we're starting to agree, you and I, or are feeling the same way. Like, I don't know that it's straight Monangai. I think DeAndre Swift didn't lose his role. He had a groin injury. Monangai looked okay against one of the worst rushing defenses in the league. I think Swift would have looked okay. Swift has looked pretty good as well. Twitch says, thank you for always giving the best intakes. They're not the best. Maybe it's just there's a confidence to them. I don't know, but I definitely get stuff wrong. And some of the calls I've given today will for sure be pretty wrong. Let's go. Atlanta defender sold that. He thought the play was over on the Taylor tackle. There's Algier for 6. I think I'm a little bit behind you guys. Mateo Castro, Taylor's my GOAT. Revenge match for me. Yes. Start Dobbs or DK from Neffets. I would go with DK. Laka OL, Knight over DeMarcado with more touchdown upside. That's the same reason I would pick him. I would take Bam Knight over DeMarcado because of the touchdown upside. Red zone opportunity upside, which should convert to touchdown. Neo Glenn, start 2 at the flex. Travion Henderson, Breece Hall, or Shakir. I think I'm going Henderson and Hall. That one is close, though. Adam Hev, Tracy or Vidal start? I would take Vidal. Like, neither one of them are amazing talents, but I feel more confident that Vidal is the starter. Ashton Touchstone, I'm watching the Colts game. Yes. Any local game I have to watch through Hulu Live TV, and it's always delayed compared to anything else. So I've got 1st and 10, 2:39 with the clock running, 2:37, 2:36. We'll give a live call. Darnell Mooney goes in motion. Ball snap to Penix. In the gun, drops back, throws over the middle, caught by Pitts for the first down. Will, Tyrone Tracy, or Tet? I would go Tet. Doritos are hot. Of course, when I play against Taylor, he drops 40 points. Hey, I traded Taylor this offseason, and now my team stinks. In a dynasty, Jerry sending 16 coins. Thank you, Jerry. Need help. Loveland or Fannin or Hawk? I've got it ranked Loveland at 10, Fannin at about 17, but it's all kind of a blob. Really, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's all kind of a blob. I would end up with Loveland in. Ashton sending a vibrant stage. What is... My screen froze. And now I have a face. Well, I always had a face. Now I have glasses on the face. Thank you very much. It was like I was a DJ. Like a robo DJ. I don't have... Oh, I just have regular glasses here. No sunnies. I would wear sunglasses on the stream, but then I wouldn't be able to see the computer screens. Like something about the way that the light polarization or something. Maybe I just sit here and John Cena this the whole way. Tyson Barlow, Rome or Keenan Allen? I would go with Rome. I know he's had some disappointing weeks. He's still the lead guy for the Bears in their passing attack. Let's see. Unspoken. Don't think you're getting your 20 yards. Need 17 more. You could. Maybe they come out first down. Goalie boy start 2. Tet McMillan, Olave, Waddle, Smith, and McConkey. You got to start combining these guys. Oh, I mean, maybe these are your 2 wide receivers and you have a third flex. So you got to fill 2 wide receiver spots. I'm probably going Tet. And I have Tet at 16 and Olave at 18. Smith at 20 playing the Packers. And then I think McConkey. I've got McConkey in there. So I would go McConkey and Tet. That would be my 2. Call me feels. Ken Walker and Manungai. Anyone have feelings? Call me P feels, but you don't put a P in front of the word feelings. I would go with, it's Ken Walker or Manungai. I think I'm going Ken Walker. Kyle Kinstyle with the Browns. Watch the Browns still manage to lose to the Jets today. Yes. Yep. Would not surprise me. Let's see. Cleveland at New York. Over under 37.5. Tickets as low as $32. Jacksonville at Houston. Tickets as low as $23. You can get it for cheap. Tuck coming 44. Rashad White or Wan'Dale Robinson. Give me Wan'Dale. Keen the Dream. Start Drake May or Hurts. Oh. How you got both of them? You got to ship one of these guys, Keen. Drake, May, or Hurts. I have May at 3 and Hurts at 4. So it's a tough one for me as well. Mason on TikTok. Start Theo Johnson or Harold Fannin. I think Theo Johnson. Nick, should I start Baker or Darnold? I don't know that I've got Darnold as high as everyone else. I've got Baker. I would have Baker in my lineup. Xavier sending the Go Populars. Tyson Barlow with roses. Xavier with Heartmeats. Tyson with other roses as well. It only triggers at a noise at 5. I catch them and call them out when I see them, but 5 triggers a noise. Parker on YouTube. Start Otten, Hawkinson, Theo Johnson. I have Otten at 13, Theo Johnson 14, Hawkinson 15. So that would all just be a blob of dudes. That does not mean that it is a confident in that order. That's just, here's 3 guys. I somewhat like them. That one. Xavier almost level 6. I should track on what that means. Hat and mustache. Thank you, Xavier, for the hat and mustache. Does that put you at level 6? It just doesn't let me do stuff at different levels. Scuba Steve's Algier stays poaching. Uh-oh. That's Bijan on the sideline. You can't run from there. Ken Walker or White? I don't know. I think I'm just going to go with White, Bradley. Indy, number 3 liker. Flex Flowers or Travion? I will let you know right after I'm watching this play. They give it to Algier. 10 yards out. Yeah, that's the poaching. Gets it right to the 1. On my delayed stream. Indy asked Flex Flowers or Trevion. Where did I end up with Flowers? I think the answer for me would be Trevion. I gotta move Brian Thomas all the way out. For me, it's going to be a slight edge to Trevion Henderson, but they're very close. Xavier Algier is actually tough. I feel like that's get some justice for what's his name? Arthur Smith. Everyone hating on Arthur Smith. Why would they let Algier get any work. I think he's okay. Why was Jonnu Smith getting work? I think it's because he's okay. Got Migs on TikTok. Otten or Loveland? Where did I end up with Otten? I've got Otten at, what, 9? No, I'm sorry. I have Colson Loveland at 10 and Cade Otten at 13. I think we've got some more upside with Loveland. If you just want to get 50 yards, I feel like Otten can for sure get you that. Was that Algier getting in? Yeah. There. That's not the Bijan that you wanted. Ebase's rest in peace Bijan owners getting got by Algier. Scuba Steve, Algier handcuff eating on my bench. Unspoken Legends, all caps. Please let Bijan eat too. Parker Rogers, I think I missed this one. Start Kamara, Manungai, or Knight. I think I would go Bam Knight on that one. Goalie boy, 1-8 in an 8-man league, but I have Gibbs, St. Brown, Lamar, Chase, Genty, and Warren. I mean, you can still turn it around. Well, maybe not. Maybe it would be tough to turn it around. I mean, keep playing it out. Or Goalie boy. Goalie boy, start joining in on the streams and asking about Dynasty. Let's get you in a Dynasty league, Goalie boy. I've got a team in Dynasty, probably one of the teams that I've cared the most about this year. That is, I could probably just pull it up on the stream. It's faster to find it. Here's looks like a man with, there's London with the 2-point conversion. Is there a name on this one? Josh Craze looks like a blind man emoji. Odunze or Olave or Hall start 2. I'm going to end up with Odunze in there, and then Olave and Hall would be as close to a tie as there is for me. So I might just go Olave on that one, blind man. If anyone is out of it, check out Dynasty. 'Cause I've got a team here. I'm 2-7 by design. It's just a rebuild teardown. I picked up a pretty bad team in the offseason and tore it down. But it just lets you be excited about stuff like, I'm not going to win, but now I can move Alec Pierce and get picks for next year. I've already shipped players. I've got 3 first-round rookie picks next year. I'm feeling set. So even if you aren't contending for each year, there's just way more trading and way more reasons to be active. So start thinking about Dynasty, guys, because we'll be converting for more of that as the season starts wrapping up, or as people start converting out of their current teams. Curran, what's going on, Curran, on YouTube? Slayton or Parker Washington at wide receiver 2. So I would probably go Parker Washington and then Vidal at the flex. All right, Shane Kindred, love Drake embarrassing sauce. Got to concern them about the 2 first-rounders they just gifted. A little bit. Definitely a little bit. I mean, there's some stuff a corner should just be able to come into a defense and do, but he's traded midweek, traveling to Germany. Like, there's only so many hours in the week to travel, learn the playbook, swap hours, and he was coming out of the concussion protocol at the same time. I think there's definitely better games coming for Sauce. This would be one of the toughest weeks to have. Unspoken Legends, Bijan would be getting like 30 points if Algier wasn't actually good. I could maybe hit him with like the Nancy Kerrigan. Who was that? Well, that's StarCraft. Who was with Kerrigan? Maybe we just need to maybe take a crack at Algier's knee. Come out of the bathroom. Go right to it. Carter Bro, pick one. Otten, Loveland, or Fannin. Then pick another. Ken Walker, Woody, or Manungai. All right, Xavier, I will get right to you on the next one. Xavier Reese, I'm going to scroll for you, Xavier, and I'll try to find it. I did, Xavier. I see a couple drop the, maybe it's not posting, Xavier. I don't see one from you. A question. I see a lot of the messages. I feel like I've covered each of them. Let me get to Carter and then scan for Xavier's thing. It could be the names, Xavier. Some of them get filtered out. Like JSN's full name would get filtered out. Carter Bro, pick one. Otten, Loveland, or Fannin. I have Loveland the highest in the ranks, but it's all really close. And then pick another one. Ken Walker, Woody, or Manungai. Maybe Manungai finds the end zone. Maybe I should buy in a little bit on the hype. I think I would end up. I mean, in that spot, like I might take Monungai. Let's scan for Xavier. Yeah, Xavier. It could be the specific players, the names, which is why. Okay, Addison. Yep, I see Addison. Shakir. So maybe there's a third name, Rashad White. This is a flex question. I might go with Shakir over Addison and over Rashad White. Is the last name not showing up, Xavier? Maybe give me like a first initial in the team they played for. Curious on if we start Rashad White this week. You can. I just like Shakir. Is this Eamon? Eamon? And Shakir or Addison. So do we start Rashad White? Like I have Rashad White at running back 21, and then Shakir or Addison. I think I generally lead. I have Addison 21, Shakir 28, but that is not the same as wide receiver 1 versus 8. 21 versus 28 is all kind of very, very close. I would end up with Addison slightly ahead, but I do really like Shakir against the Dolphins. So if you wanted to go Shakir, go for it. They're like neck and neck to me. Zach McMillan, I have Swift, Monungai, and Monty. Which do I start? I would go Swift and Monty, but I am slow to trust new players coming on. I kind of want to see a little bit more. Jacob Moskowitz, Henry or Swift? I would go Derrick Henry. We're at 11:27, guys. We wrap stuff up at 11:30, and then I move over and just do more like game day, sharing thoughts on the games throughout the games. In our Discord, we have the game day channel. So I'll just be in there sharing thoughts. Sharing thoughts as we go. Beans, Allen, Tet, or Moore this week. That's probably Keenan Allen, Tet, and DJ Moore. I think I would end up with Tet. Jamin, do I do this trade? I'm getting Ladd, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Warren for Jordan Love, Cook, and Darnold, BTJ. Whoa. Jude says, do I just trade Bijan at this point? Let's look at Jamin's trade. Let's just put it into the calculator and talk through it. And this might be one of the last things we do. Who was it? It was Ladd. My neighbor's coming home. What's up, Mr. Victor? Jalen. That was Jalen Waddle, but you probably had Jalen Warren. What's going on? Am I watching on Deep Bomb to Pierce? No, that's just re. And Jordan Love. I don't really want to bring in Jordan Love. Cook. Darnold. BTJ. Brian. I guess I don't know that I really want to be moving James Cook for, yeah, you get Jalen Warren. You're sending out Sam Darnold, Brian Thomas. Like, you can. Sending maybe it's a 2 quarterback league. I don't know why we're making trades for Darnold for Love swaps. But sure, I mean, we could just as easily cross those out entirely. Would I do James Cook and Brian Thomas for Ladd, Garrett, and Jalen? I could. Unspoken overtime in this game. Would he, Twitch Jester, did you miss my question? I don't think I heard. Oh, Shaheed or Harrison Jr. just for tonight. Stay with me just for tonight. I would go with Harrison Jr. Carter Bro, we covered that one. Shane Kindred, I'm biased as a Drake owner, but I've always said he's overrated. Oh, Sauce a little bit overrated. On YouTube, VBZ, 4 point per passing touchdown. Mariota, Mac Jones, Fields. A lot of the times I'm grabbing Fields and going there. But if you didn't want to go Fields, I would be okay with Mac Jones. The Gunmaster, PPR Shallow, 8-man league, drop Vidal, Jamison Williams, or Jordan Addison. Probably Vidal. Someone came off IR and I don't need any of them. I'm probably dropping Vidal. We're at 11:30. I'm swapping over. Take care, guys. I'm going to finish watching this game. I'll be on for the game day. Set my lineup. Hang with the fam a little bit. Take care. Tyson Barlow, Colts may go to OT. We'll see it. But I won't be here for it. Take care. I'll be alive. I'm just not watching on live stream. I'm still live on other things. TikTok is down.